I've got the Aputure Light Dome Mini Mark II. I want to give you my thoughts, help you make that buying decision. So let's go. What's up, you beautiful humans? Welcome back to the channel. And yes, today we're going to be talking about the Aputure Light Dome Mini Mark II. I've got it as my key light right here within arm's reach, but I also have the other full-size light dome. It's not on right now. I did do a review of that. And for those of you that were very heated about the colors out of the lamp, I told you I didn't color correct anything. I was trying to just give it straight out of camera and show you a couple of things with like flicker and banding and whatever. So this is color corrected, but we can still have a passionate discussion down below, as I always appreciate the community here. Now, getting back to the Light Dome Mini 2, you're going to get pretty much similar offerings out of the box, except it's a smaller footprint because it's a smaller light dome. Now, some of the things that are different here is the fact that you only get one outer diffuser for the dome itself. And something that's also different is this reflector. So the reflector goes inside of the dome. It's very easy to set up and, just attach it via Velcro. So if you want to reflect that onto the light, have that reflect back out to your subject, getting something like a warmer tone or something like a cooler, more harsher tone, you can use that and pull the diffuser off and put the grid on. Some people actually like to have that reflected. For me, I haven't found a shooting situation just yet where I'm going to use it that way, because what I really like about the full light dome is that it does come with this inner diffuser. So that does not come into the Mini, but I think what happens is that right now we are rocking the SL60W on this one, both SL60Ws, but when you're using bigger lamps with more power, it's nice to have that inner diffusion just to kind of help spread that light a bit more and diffuse that light. But I will do a bit of a comparison between the two. Now, one of the awesome features that I have to mention here is the fact that we are dealing with the 16 rods. And yes, last time in the comments section, I got kind of dinged on calling it the hexadecagon because of the 16 rods, but there's 32. Because you're multiplying by 2, carry the 3, the square root of something, and it apparently is not a hexadecagon. But hey, I love nerding out on the channel, and I love having you down in the comments section below, so I keep saying it. Let's have a conversation. But the fact is, for those run-and-gun filmmakers, photographers, if you need something that you have to set up on the quick, like you don't have a studio where you are filming everything or you have to be on the road, the beauty about these domes is that the rods themselves are attached. They're in the diffuser and then attached to the mount. And we're talking about a Bowens mount here. And just to get that thing set up and clicking those things into place and getting you good to go, putting it on your lamp onto the stand, and you're ready to film. And also the same thing, like with the teardown aspect, is that all you have to do is just, so with the diffuser, take that rod, put it up, push that button with your thumb, and boom, it collapses down. I love the fact that for those on-the-go filmmakers, and really just even in the studio when you need to break things down, if you want to do that, it's easy to do. Now, something else that I really love is the fact that Aputure has these magnetic gel holders that they do. They come with both of them. So I got this with the full light dome and the Mini, and you just pop that in. It's just like this spring-loaded, just goes right inside of the dome, attaches to that mount. And when you need to put some gels, working with gels, and then slap those into place, I mean, it's magnetic. Just open that up. That could be annoying to a lot of people. But just snap that into place and you are good to go, changing out that color. And I also like the fact that I think that this is going to help keep the gel's integrity, because when you're putting these on the lamp and you're working with these like for hours and you might be clamping it too close to the lamp itself and things are heating up and these things get warped. I mean, that's just kind of what happens to gels. So I think that I'll at least get more longevity out of these gels with that magnetic gel holder. So talking about that smaller footprint and how it's handling the light at 50% arm's length here, in that we're also using the SL60W, and that's a Neewer SL60 and that's a Godox. This is not on over here. It's the same lamp. So you've got manufacturers that, whether in this country or overseas, that make this stuff. Somebody's like, hey, this stuff is flying off the shelves. How do we get our name on that? And so Neewer got on the bandwagon. And so it's pretty much the same lamp. And the remotes are pretty much exactly the same, except for the fact that this says Godox, this says Neewer. You can change the frequency and channels so that it's not interfering with each other. But yes, they're the same lamp, the SL60W. And something that I do need to comment on in the last video, I was doing flicker testing, messing around with the shutter speed, because there are those creators that don't like to use the ND filters, especially doing some of this talking head stuff, but they want to remain wide open. So they're messing around with their shutter speed so that they can remain wide open, shooting at say 24, but they want to adjust their shutter speed. So sometimes you can get that banding and flicker depending on the power that your lamp is at. I use the 180 rule. I'm shooting at 4K 24. My aperture's open at 1.4 at this time, no ND filter on the lens. So I will adjust that in post, but some people like to kind of mess around with their shutter speed. So don't flame me on that one. I am following the 180 rule, but some people like to do their thing. So let's all do our thing. So talking about how the smaller footprint is handling that lighting, the way the fall off works, so at 50% still arm's reach, and it's lighting my face okay. Looking at the histogram, I'm probably a little bit overexposed, but we'll fix that in post. But you can get some harsher shadows off of the nose, depending on how I'm like turning my head. So that's the one thing that you need to think about as far as that footprint is concerned. If you're using it as a key light and you're in a larger space, that may not be the best way that you need to use it, or maybe you need to bring it closer to your subject and also turn the power of that lamp down a little bit. But you will get some harsher fall off of the shadows. But let's actually compare that to the much larger lamp over here. Now, 50% arm's length, same deal, same lamp, and you'll see that the light is enveloping me and falling off a little bit better because, again, the diffusion is spread out more because it's a larger diffuser. And also something to think about for me, where I've been filming and in some really low light situations, sometimes I'm not getting enough power out of the lamp. So these bigger diffusers are great for those larger lamps that can push out more power. So that's the one thing I can appreciate about these larger domes. And what I will say is I will likely continue to use this as my key light because the way the shadows fall off, I'm still getting shadow, but it's a lot softer. And hopefully that's coming through here on YouTube, depending on how it compresses everything, because YouTube is always messing up these videos, the way it compresses things. But what I want to say is that I just love the way that the light is just kind of falling on me, falling on the subject a little bit better. However, in a smaller studio, using this as a key light is going to be just fine. The Mini is going to be great. And the one thing that I will do, and you'll have to stay tuned for this because I'm redoing the studio here, getting rid of some of the stuff in the back, and we'll likely use this as a fill light. So we'll use the Mini as a fill light. But when I'm doing product shots and filming, getting that B-roll for some of the reviews that I'm doing on this channel, I will definitely be grabbing this light to do those product shots because it is a lot lighter on the stand that it's on. The footprint is a lot smaller because this thing is sitting on a C stand right now. I recommend C stands for all of your heavy equipment. They're very versatile. That's in another video, or coming up in another video. But what I will say is that moving this thing around outside of the studio, taking it on the road, yes, it's very portable, but again, this stuff can get quite heavy, whereas I can just grab this like one hand, boom, just set it up really quickly, get those product shots, and get that B-roll so that I can finish out with a talking head and complete these videos much quicker. Let's light it up in the comment section below. You know I love doing that. What questions can I answer for you as far as helping you making those purchasing decisions? Is it the full-on Light Dome or is it the Light Dome Mini? Also, just be mindful, those links below really do help the channel and the creation here. But I do want to let you know, especially around this time, around the holidays, where you might see that this is supposed to be $129 retail. So you might see some third-party sellers trying to sell this for more. Don't pay any more than that. Just a caveat there. But what questions can I answer for you? As always, you go out there, you do those things that matter. You keep rocking those faces. I'm going to keep creating the content and uploading it here and doing stuff out there so that I can bring it back to you. I wish you all well. I love having you back here. So be sure to like and subscribe. And until then, you go do the things, and I'll catch you right back here.